Hey everybody, Ace Trainer Liam here and welcome to another episode of Form Fight. Form Fight, for those who don't know, is a series where we take a look at a Pokemon that has more than one form, or a branched evolution, or a counterpart Pokemon. We have a look at the differences between the Pokemon in question to try and work out which one is the best. And so we can see these Pokemon in action on the battlefield. We also have a Metronome Battle between those Pokemon just for a little bit of fun. If you're already a fan of Form Fight and you're ready for more, make sure you hit the like button to show that you're enjoying the series, and of course, hit subscribe so that you never miss an episode. With all that out of the way, let's have a look at today's challenges. In part 1 of this 3-part form fight, we're going to be comparing the two forms of Latios, which are Latios and Mega Latios. Now, if you have a Latios in your party, it will always be in its normal form. However, a Latios holding Latiosite will be able to Mega Evolve during a battle into Mega Latios and will remain that way for the entirety of that battle. But what makes these two Latios forms so different? Let's take a look. According to the Pokedex, normal Latios stands at 2 meters tall and weighs 60 kilograms. As for Mega Latios, it stands at 2.3 meters tall and weighs 70 kilograms. Both these Pokemon share a Pokedex entry which reads Latios has the ability to make others see an image of what it has seen or imagines in its head. This Pokemon is intelligent and understands human speech. Latios will only open its heart to a trainer with a compassionate spirit. This Pokemon can fly faster than a jet plane by folding its forelegs to minimize air resistance. Appearance-wise, both these Pokemon look like a cross between birds and airplanes, with Latios being blue and white and Mega Latios being purple and white, with slightly more advanced wing design. In their shiny forms, regular Latios changes its blue coloring to a greenish turquoise, and Mega Latios switches up its purple parts for a putrid snotty green. Lovely. Now let's take a look at the typing, weaknesses and resistances of these Pokemon forms. Both forms of Latios are dual-type Psychic and Dragon Pokemon. This makes them weak to Bug, Ghost, Ice, Dragon, Dark and Fairy-type attacks, and they both resist Fighting, Fire, Water, Grass, Electric and Psychic-type moves. And of course, because of their ability, which we'll get to later, both these Pokemon are completely immune to ground-type moves. Now let's take a look at their stats and abilities. Latios, as to be expected from any legendary Pokemon, has really great stats all round with fantastic special defense and speed and an even greater special attack stat. As for Mega Latios, typical of any Mega evolution, it builds on these already impressive stats, gaining small boosts to defense and special defense, as well as significant increases to both physical and special attack. Both these Pokemon have access to only one ability, and they share that same ability, which is Levitate, which gives Latios and Mega Latios immunity to ground-type attacks. Now, any immunity a Pokemon can have can always be an absolute blessing for it, so being immune to ground-type moves does offer certain privileges to Latios. It means that you can get free switch-ins if you know your opponent's going to use a ground-type move. It allows your ally Pokemon in double battles to use a ground-type move without risking causing damage to Latios. It has loads of applications throughout Pokemon battling, and it's a really handy ability to have. And of course, you've not really got much choice because it's the only ability any of these Pokemon can have, so enjoy your levitating, it's all you've got. Now it's time for me to decide which of these two forms of Latios I prefer, and I'm not going to keep you for ages on this one because we have the same Pokemon with the same typing, the same ability, just increased base stats, so it's going to be the Mega. If I was going to use a Latios on my team, I'd probably use the Mega. The only time I wouldn't use the Mega is if I wanted to use a different Mega evolution and keep that slot free, in which case I'd have to figure out another strategy for regular Latios. But there are plenty of strategies out there to use Latios because it's a legendary, so it's already got fantastic stats. Appearance-wise, I prefer Latios to Mega Latios, but that's just because my favourite colour is blue. I think Latios looks really cool. I don't know, I don't like the fact that Mega Latios looks a lot more like an Aeromorph. Don't Google Aeromorph, by the way. It's really creepy. You're going to do it anyway now. But anyway, I prefer regular Latios. I just think it's just cooler to look at. Mega Latios is just a bit creepy to me because of what I've mentioned, but if I was going to be in battle, I'd want to use Mega Latios just for that extra power and extra bulk. But of course, it's not just up to me to decide, it's up to you guys to decide which is your favourite, but before you make your decision, let's see these Pokemon on the battlefield. It's time for the Metronome Battle. Before we get started, I will point out these Pokemon have max IVs in all stats, 0 EVs in all stats, they're not holding any held items, they've all got neutral natures, they've all got the same ability, they've got the same typing. The only advantage or disadvantage any Pokemon gets in these battles comes from their base stats, and that's it. Everything else is all up to the Metronome. Let's go. Here we go, it's Latios versus Mega Latios in the first of our 3-part form fight special on the Eon duo Latios and Latias, as we see Latios taking on its Mega form, Mega Latios, Everybody has Levitate. That's the thing to note in this battle, so no ground type moves are going to take effect at all. Here we see Shiny Mega starting things off with a Rage for a little bit of chip damage onto regular Latios there. Critical hit on the first turn. Not the best start, but still it's an offensive start, which works in the favor of the Mega team, who have much more firepower and much more bulk. Here's Forest's Curse, though, from Shiny Regular onto Shiny Mega, adding the Ghost type, which makes that Shiny Mega 4 times weak to both Dark and Ghost type moves. Here's regular Mega going for Iron Head. Of course, everybody's speed tied here as well. Keep that in mind. There's an Iron Head. Causes the flinch, though, on regular Latios, so definitely the Mega team getting the better of the first turn there, as regular Mega starts off the next turn with Attract, but of course, Attract cannot work because all these Pokemon are the same gender in this battle. I don't make the rules, Pokemon make the rules, it balances the game. Here's Rock Slide, but it is avoided by Shiny Mega coming from Shiny Regular Latios there, doing a little bit of chip damage to regular Mega, but that bulk combined with the not so great attack stat of Latios means it doesn't do much damage. Another Iron Head, though, from Mega Latios there onto regular Latios, who's in a lot of trouble right now. Going for the Metronome, won't flinch this time, goes for Thunder Punch. It will be resisted, but will it get the paralysis from the Thunder Punch on the Shiny Mega? It does not, unfortunately. Here comes Shiny Mega. What's it got in store here? And what's it going to do after that Thunder Punch? It's going to go for Future Sight on the regular Latios. Oh my goodness, that will probably knock out regular Latios when it comes around. I can't imagine it surviving it, even a not very effective hit from that. Here's a Teeter Dance, though. That's a risky play by Shiny Latios. My goodness, that's a dangerous play. Confusing its partner, but also confusing both the Megas. Will that work out in Latios' favor? We will find out as we go through this battle. That's a really, really risky play, my dude. What's going to happen? Regular Latios is going to shake off the confusion and go for the Metronome. What move will it bring to the table? It's going to go for Spike Cannon. Is it going to get the full 5 hits? That's 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hit, 4 hit. Only 4 hits, but that's a decent amount of damage from that Spike Cannon. Here we see regular Mega confused and hitting itself in confusion. This gives an opportunity to the regular Latios team to take advantage while these Megas are confused. Regular Mega is going to start the next turn as well. Ignores the confusion this time. What's it going to do after being made a fool of in the last round? Goes for Aromatic Mist. So it's going to raise the stats of its partner. Going to raise its special defense of the Shiny Mega Latios, who is confused and is going to ignore that confusion, go straight in, all guns blazing. What's it got in store? It's going for Triple Kick onto that to Shiny Latios there. The first damage that Latios has taken, but barely any damage because of that fighting type resistance. There's the confusion on regular Latios, ignores it, goes for the Metronome. Latios is getting very lucky right now with that confusion that its partner inflicted. Low sweep, but it's a lightweight Pokemon and a fighting type move which is resisted, so not the greatest turn, but does get a speed drop. So Shiny Mega Latios is going to move last on every turn now. Here's Shiny Regular Latios with a Dragon Pulse. That's the super effective stab move that you need if you want any chance of taking these Megas down. Huge damage, knocks out regular Mega. Wow. So now Latios, the Latios team have the speed advantage over Shiny Mega. They've turned this battle around. It was looking bad for them, but they've really turned it around. Here is an Astonish. That's super effective as well from Shiny Mega Latios. Decent amount of chip damage there onto that Shiny Mega, bringing it down to less than half HP. Regular Latios is going to hit itself with the confusion that its partner inflicted. That is unfortunate, but the Shiny Mega flinches. Oh my goodness, there's the Future Sight as well, knocking out Latios. It's now Shiny Mega versus Shiny Regular, but my goodness, that flinch was such a clutch moment in this battle. The advantage right now is on the Shiny Latios, but it still doesn't have the power or the defense advantage. Lava Plume comes out. Will it get the burn on the Shiny? If it does, that's dangerous for the Shiny. Doesn't get the burn. Shiny is still confused and hits itself, bringing it down to the red. Oh my goodness, this is incredible. This could go either way. I'm not ruling out the Mega just yet, but Vacuum Wave, that's a bad play. Vacuum Wave won't do much damage at all. But the Shiny Latios has a very big chance of winning. It's in the driver's seat right now. Here comes Shiny Mega though. What's it going to do? How's it going to get out of this one? Going to go for Sand Attack. Drop that accuracy. That's a smart play. Even at low HP, if you can't be hit, you can't take damage. Very, very good play there. Here comes Latios. What's it going to do here? What's it got in store? Going to go for Supersonic, but of course, the Mega is already confused as the Mega snaps out of confusion in the same turn. How unfortunate. What's Mega going to go for? Going to go for Shadow Force. It's going to vanish instantly and attack with Ghost type damage on the next turn. That could do some mammoth damage. I don't know if Latios will faint from it, but I feel like it's going to do a lot of damage. Skill swap fails, of course, because the Mega had vanished. Here comes the Shadow Force. Let's see how much damage this is going to do. It will be super effective. Oh, and it absolutely decimates Latios. And the Mega has stolen the victory. Well done to Mega Latios. That was incredible back and forth action. Well done. That was awesome to watch. So you've heard what I've got to say, you've seen these Pokemon on the battlefield, now it's time for you to make your decision. Which of these two forms of Latios do you prefer? Is it regular Latios or is it Mega Latios? Let me know in the comments and explain to everybody why your pick is the absolute best. And that's of course where I'll wrap up this episode of Form Fight. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, of course, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. Get ready for part 2 next week where we'll look at Latias and Mega Latias. And of course, if you'd like to support the channel like these lovely people down here do, head to the Patreon link in the description. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.